Hello, everybody, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, your executive producer here, and thanks for tuning in to watch or listen to whatever it is you're about to watch or listen to. In these trying times, we really do appreciate everyone that feels that we are worth their time, and we hope that we're able to give you something entertaining to while away the time as you spend it. We particularly want to thank those of you that feel like we're worth financially contributing to, particularly our $25 and up supporters on Patreon, who are Antitonic, Drevian Alexander, Cat Waterflame, Rowan Parker, and Samantha Bates. Yes, I read that off of a list. Thank you very much for supporting us. I know that in these uncertain times, finances are tough for everybody, so that you're willing to donate to us means a lot to all of us here, and we thank you. That being said, please sit back, relax, and enjoy. We're live!
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Hunter the Vigil Terminus Tendency. I am William, and I'm your storyteller for this World of Darkness game. And joining me today, we have Jeremy.
Hi, I am Jeremy. I am playing, who the fuck am I playing? Nina Sky, Union Rockstar. Yeah. Something.
And Craig.
Hi, I'm playing Paul Phillips, co-piece of the Aegis Kaidoru, and avid zoo goer.
And John.
I missed something last week, apparently. I'm John. Oh, hang on. Wait. I'm not ready yet. Where'd they go? There we go.
Boy.
Yeah, you have the wrong shades on, yeah.
I'm John, and I'm playing Zero Albright, the Chiron Group Atlanta Director of Operations.
Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara, and I'm playing Thomas Smith, Ashwood Abbey laborer.
And Jack.
Hey everybody, I'm Jack. I'm playing Nikolai Dalka, a member of the Ascended Ones, an unlicensed physician, and currently a Waffle House critic. Black Lives Matter, trans rights are human rights. Take care of any friends you have in Texas, please, because their government is being a dipshit.
Believe women.
What else am I missing?
Believe women. Fuck Joss Whedon. Fuck Meryl Manson. Fuck Woody Allen.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Holly.
Hi, I'm Holly, and I'm playing Astrid Ashwin, Knights of St. Adrian Murderbot.
Murderbot. That's an interesting title.
It says wrestler on the profile.
Is it wrong?
I meant to say Murder Sweet. It came out Murderbot. I'm just going with it.
I 100% heard Murder Thought, as in THOT.
That's my next character.
I was going to say, can we make this a thing? Is Holly comfortable with us making that a thing?
Hear?
I heard murder thought, as in THOT.
Right.
That's my next character as a murder thought.
And when last we left off, the cell of hunters, having done a bit of research and a bit of inspection into the ring that they had acquired from the body of the Nuclevi, discovering it to be the corporal, the physical manifestation of a pledge between one member of the gentry of the Fae and another, between two archfey binding them, were eventually curious enough to make physical contact with the ring. In this particular case, Nina being the one to place her hand on the ring, making an immediate mental connection with both of the archfey that the ring is bound to at the same time, resulting in a very brief, very tense breakdown involving a gun pointed at other people. After which
it wouldn't have been pointed at other people if they hadn't tried to stop her from shooting the ring.
Sure, blame Paul.
That's on them.
feel like shooting the ring wouldn't do anything.
It's not the point.
It was more the shooting and less the ring part at that I was trying to stop, but we got through it.
I'm sad I missed it.
But the group, having convened to try and figure out what their next steps would be, had an alert from their Network Zero advisor, Vera T1, Kayla Wen, that a message had been sent. A video had been sent to every single hunter organization in Atlanta, which seemed to originate from one archfey by the name of the Stripling Prince, known as one of the very few archfey to have made the trip out into the real. Which was inviting whoever had just touched the ring and made contact with both them and the other person at the other end of the ring, being Nurgle the Raging One, the avatar of storms of the Archfey, to meet them at the Atlanta Zoo at the Fox exhibit, which, whether or not Atlanta has a Fox exhibit, it does now.
It does.
In the world of darkness.
I was just impressed he wasn't trying to meet him at the Fox proper.
No, even he's above that.
The Fox is a very nice establishment.
That's fair.
I feel like immediately after the Chiron
Versus
group,
the CNN building.
Yeah. I feel like immediately after the Chiron group got that message, a phone call was made.
Yeah, but most of the group put their efforts into trying to get their various organizations to back off from the meeting ground so that they wouldn't be showing up at the location of an archfey in case he decides to go murderous. But not all of you are part of every organization that is within the city of Atlanta. So who knows what might be happening as the majority of the group goes to meet up with the Stripling Prince. And while Nico, Colleen, Alexander, and Archer are all waiting with the ring itself at a Waffle House down the road. So we pick up at the Waffle House. No, I'm kidding. We pick up as your group had arrived at the Fox enclosure and had been greeted by a fox that had shifted its coat and its colors from black across this various spectrum of different colorations that a fox might have to that more iconic sort of orangish and white with the black paws sort of coloration that is sort of iconic to the idea, the like public consciousness of what a fox looks like, before it stood up and transformed into a tall, elegant-looking man in a ragged-looking cloak. I will once again share the artwork with everyone that they can see.
So what does the fox say?
Well, what it said was, "Hello, everyone. It's so good to meet you." And that is where we pick up.
I assume I'm not there.
That's up to you.
I mean, I would assume I'm not there because they all went and I haven't. I've been apparently gone.
we decided that Zaro was probably doing corporate things, but I will say we have not had any, unless I'm misremembering it, we haven't had any character interaction, sort of on the way over. Yeah. I think it's entirely reasonable that you met up with us on the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's been enough of a time gap where we could have, where Zaro could have.
I feel like understanding the situation, understanding what they are likely to do and what the other organizations are likely to do, I'm not likely to have met up with them directly. Instead, I'm probably hiding in a tree somewhere with a bow and arrow waiting for shit to go down because it's going to. Boy.
Yeah. I think what probably would have been communicated, or at least what Nina would suggest is communicated is this has the potential to be a shit show. We're trying to get everybody to do what they can to keep as many of their people back as possible.
Oh, yeah, I'm
Please help with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have sent.
Like-
I would have sent off some emails to any contacts I have in other organizations saying, the collaborative unit is currently working on this. Please don't send any of your people out to fuck it up.
Yep.
And I would be somewhere out of sight line from them, but that where I have cover from sight lines, but where I have a clear sight line of the meeting point, with my bow and with some cold iron arrows. And I'm just waiting and watching.
Look, mommy, there's a Robin Hood in that tree. Don't make eye contact, sweetie.
You'd also know that
Lolly.
I also know what?
Thomas has invited his the Ashwood Abbey folks and anyone who's really interested in having a good time here tomorrow, specifically tomorrow, not now, in the hopes of trying to bait people off. So if you wanted to tag on to that with your group at all.
Well,
We're not moving tonight.
I'm in charge of my group. They do what I tell them to do.
All right.
Yeah, right there with you. Mostly, we're a little more democratic than you guys, but
I write their checks.
Okay.
So yeah. Anyway,
Business is not a democracy, nor is it a person, no matter what this current democracy would tell you.
No, business is a tool, and it's one to which I use to its fullest.
so yeah.
So, again, this individual stands before you, sort of dressed almost like a dandy gentleman from the Victorian era. His outfit is this sort of elegant, buttoned buttoned jacket with these long flowing sleeves that would have had the giant poofy cuffs, with these sort of well-fitted breeches and tall leather boots, except the entire outfit looks like it's seen a bunch of wear and tear. The scarf that he wears around his neck is faintly ragged. His sleeves seem to be torn. The cuffs are ruffled. The leggings are ripped. The boots are scuffed. He looks like he has seen better days. But despite this, he still has that cocksure grin of a sly fox who knows he just ate the canary, as he looks at the group of you with these green eyes that just faintly twinkle in the light and his bright orange hair.
Stop.
Nice outfit.
It's good to see all of you. I understand that you have possession of something very important.
Maybe.
I'd like to work out a deal with you. I know you're looking for something specific, something I might be able to help you find in exchange for your assistance.
Conceivable. I think that's very possible. I guess the first place to start is let's put some cards on the table. What's this thing to you?
The ring is a jail. We should say good old Nurgle decided he didn't like my presence, and with the help of some of the other members of the court, used it to bind me out of our home. I can't go back as long as that ring continues to exist, and I can't destroy it myself.
Cool. I meant the other thing, but that's good to know. What is it to you and yours? I guess I should say specifically. Sorry, that probably would have provided some additional context.
Well, the other thing, the cold iron veil, is it?
Sure.
Well,
just out of character. Isn't it the wreath?
Iron Wreath.
Or the
yeah.
cold iron wreath. Sorry, yeah, the cold iron wreath. Is it?
I mean, it was entirely possible he was saying a different thing, but I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. The cold iron wreath is the penultimate, well, the ultimate, really. It was the penultimate until the other one was done away with. But the ultimate extant representation of the fact that no one makes deals with cold iron. Cold iron, as they say, is a callous and an unyielding material. The cold iron wreath is a lock, shall we say,
Mm-hmm.
that will make sure that a door cannot be opened by any means that any of the Arcadians have at their disposal.
Dope. So I'm assuming you know where it is.
Oh, I know exactly where you can find it.
Awesome. So here's offer number one, because I assume this is going to be somewhat of a negotiation. No offense, you seem like a perfectly pleasant monster, but there is no way in hell I'm gonna believe you if you just say, "Oh, it's over there. Give me the ring."
Fair. That is very fair.
So,
But there's one thing you should know. The Archfey are not deal breakers, per se. When we give our word, it carries a certain amount of weight. Even a disgraced one such as I is wary of going back on our word. Unless we
Right.
have a very particular loophole.
absolutely. Look at me. Do you think I've never played Dungeons and Dragons in my life? I know how wish spells work. So, here's offer one. Bring us the wreath. We'll turn over the ring.
That's difficult because you see, I can't really touch the thing myself.
Can you pick it up with tongs? Because that works for me.
Yeah, I've got a line on a rather nice set of fox fur gloves.
Oh, you are a treat. But the biggest problem is that it's in the possession of someone who is, shall we say, predisposed to not liking me, mostly because he is predisposed to liking his old master.
Mm-hmm.
My problem.
That certainly does sound like a you problem. And you're saying that this person would make it difficult for you just to walk up, grab it, and walk away.
The problem is, any door he locks with it, I can't open, or anything related to it.
Right.
If he puts it on the inside of his house, I can't enter the building.
All right. Here's offer two. You come with us. You help us where we need helping to obtain it. Once we've got it, it's yours. The ring is yours. And you don't turn us over, and you don't stab us in the back, literally or figuratively, and yada yada yada, and all the rest.
Maybe.
Question to consider corollary to that one. What exactly is Nurgle going to do when you come walking back home, prodigal son returned, all that? And certainly,
Quite frankly, I know his tricks now, and he won't be able to bind me like that again.
Look, I know we've just met. Don't want to get off on a wrong foot, but I wasn't concerned about you. I'm concerned about myself, my friends, and everybody else here in this town where you've been laying low.
Well, I mean, the simple answer is quite the easy one. It's when you've got the cold iron wreath and I have that ring destroyed, I go home to Arcadia and you lock the door behind me.
Theoretically, if the latter thing doesn't happen, what happens then?
I mean, Lord Nurgle has a strong temper, as any old thundercloud might. So I imagine he'd be quite upset. Not that he could do too much about it personally. He is an old codger who hasn't quite figured out how to walk the thorns like I have. But he'd probably send through as many of his hobgoblins and servants as he could find. Try and cause what trouble he could. Maybe stir up a few hurricanes.
Those hobgoblins that are already here, are those yours? Where are those ones coming from?
Which ones? Because, quite frankly, that beast who managed to take the ring and incorporate it into itself, I don't know who set that one.
Paul will look over at Nina.
Yeah, I'm gonna describe the hobgoblins that we encountered.
Those do sound like some of the red caps that Nurgle might throw around. Although, to be fair, that kind of red cap might be used by anyone. But he's the only one I could think of who would have any real interest around here, unless it was said other individual responsible for the Nuclevy's existence.
Right.
And you know who that one is?
No, not a clue. For all I know, it could be Nurgle. I don't know why he'd do it, but
this is probably a stupid thing to even roll, but can I try to tell if that's a lie?
You can roll me wits and empathy minus 5.
Yeah.
And you need 12 successes.
Can I, from my position while this conversation is going on, can I see if I spot any other individuals that are interested in this meeting?
Roll me wits and composure.
Unsurprisingly, it was a 0. Oh,
well, you didn't roll any dice. That's a chance die.
I was gonna say, make sure you gotta at least roll a chance die.
Yeah. Can I do
I'll
the
give it a
perception
shot.
check as well? Not
Yeah, go
really.
ahead.
Wait, did that go?
Also,
Yeah, it did.
as a
You rolled a
reminder-
3.
As a reminder, William, I do have my ability that lets me see.
Ghosts? Yes, that won't be relevant here.
I mean, because I'm looking around for potentially hunters, I can automatically see any lucifuges or Malleus Maleficarum. I can also see any active relics, such as the Aegis Kaidoru might use, or anyone who has ingested an elixir, such as that the Ascending Ones might use. I can't differentiate between them, but I can tell that this person has this.
You can tell when something supernatural is going on.
Yeah, is active on them.
Yeah.
You go blind.
I think we met. Paul would look like a
3
Christmas
successes.
tree.
Only when they're active, I can tell.
Paul would look like a Christmas tree.
and really, it's more of a general aura around the person than this part lights up, this part lights up, this part lights up.
Yeah, it's just there's an aura of something supernatural's going on here.
3 successes on mine.
This isn't fucking subtle. You hear the sound of helicopters.
Oh,
Can I think of anybody other than Task Force Valkyrie that has helicopters?
Fuck no.
Cool.
There's one person who would have the fucking balls to come into a match with an archfey loaded with fucking helicopters.
I very quickly just sent a text to Nina. And all the rest, but specifically, like, Nina's the first on the list saying Valkyrie incoming.
So yeah, she looks at her phone. So listen, we're on a timetable here. A very, very short one.
Oh, would that be those whirring blades I hear incoming?
Yes.
I'm also going to try to call if I have a contact in Task Force Valkyrie.
They don't return your calls. They're the government.
Yeah, I'm still going to call them and leave a very terse voicemail.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying whether it's going to be any real concern to you or not. I would really rather not trouble the zoo workers tomorrow morning with having to clean up people. So is that a no to the coming with?
Tell you what. If we shake on it now, and you promise that in exchange for my leading you to the location of the Iron Wreath and allowing you to procure it yourself, you will break the ring for me. If you agree to that now with a handshake, then we can leave before any of these wonderful people with large guns who think they can hurt me show up and I am forced to defend myself.
I mean, I'm not worried about them. They're not. I'm simply just going to stand in the way, let you kill them, and then we'll finish the deal. Like I said, I'm mostly concerned about aesthetics for the workers. But that said, I need to know how that ring gets broken first.
You have someone who can break magic things very effectively, but if you don't want to employ the use of them, dipping it in nitrogen and then plunging the block into a volcano should work.
Okay. That's a lot, but we'll figure something out. All right, and Nina is going to proceed to take the time to stipulate fucking everything.
Roll me.
And she doesn't care if Task Force Valkyrie shows up and she's doing this in the middle of a gunfight. She's going to keep going. She is not getting fucked on this.
Astrid is slightly nervously watching those helicopters approach.
Roll me manipulation and politics to word this perfectly.
I will.
Or intelligence and politics, whichever.
Can I assist?
That shit.
Sure, if you have the same role to use. Or how would you assist?
Using all the research that I did on Fae, because I've been looking into pledges and contracts and so on.
Roll me intelligence and occult then.
Okay.
And we'll see how much of a dice bonus you get on this based on how well he rolls.
Do I get a bonus for my conspiracy? Probably not.
Add half.
Okay. Oh, it still did it as a chance roll. My bad.
Try that one more time.
Had a little heart attack there.
Whole lot of nothing.
4 successes.
there you go.
You get a 2 die bonus on that.
Okay. It's okay. Even with a +5, I'm sure I will roll nothing. Sheet, normal, blah, blah, blah. Or not.
With an exceptional success, you're fairly confident that you word the stipulations exactly right in the way that he would not be able to fuck you on this.
Yeah. Look, I've probably seen a lot of historical record of people trying to make deals with demons. So I I've seen what to do and not to do. So yeah,
He listens to your stipulations.
And again, if the helicopter is currently landing, that's fine.
They're probably within view by the time you finish
Right.
stipulating, and helicopter doors are beginning to open and ropes are beginning to lower as he shakes your hand.
Yep. Now you'd better jet.
And there is a sense of magic that passes between the two of you as you come to the realization that this is a deal, capital D deal that has been made.
I had no doubts about that.
Does Paul have to shake on it too, or no? Okay, cool.
All right. Well, I suppose I'll get out of here, and where should I meet you to lead you?
Do you have technology?
Yeah, I was gonna say Waffle House too.
I'm more proficient with it. I'm more proficient with it than most of my kind.
I rattle off my number.
All right.
Me. We'll figure something
Be
out.
with you in a minute, he says, as people begin to file down ropes with large guns and ectoplasmic technology.
And as that's happening, because I assume he's gonna like poof or something like that, I'm pulling out my gun and fake pointing it at him, and yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he looks around at everyone. Good morning and goodbye, he says, and just leaps and like takes off, like almost Matrix style, just over the top, leap into the air as Network Zero begins to track and fire at him with their very large guns.
I will fire and
Task Force Operator.
Paul, while this is going on, Paul pulls out one of his coins, holds it up, and goes, "Right, you're banished then."
Oh my god!
I pack up my bow.
I'm so sad Nico's not here.
I adjust my tie, and I walk out from my location directly towards whoever it looks like is leading this Valkyrie operation.
There's an individual who's not dressed in combat gear like a fucking idiot and is instead dressed in like stripes and like officer's attire.
Cool.
Oh god, it's Thunderbolt Ross.
So yeah, adjust my gloves, carrying my briefcase. I approach the Valkyrie, and I just sort of like wave a hand towards the others. I would assume you're the one who decided to fuck up my operation with your cavalry charge.
So he looks over at you for a minute with that air of someone who is confident that they have rank and that the person they're talking to does not, with that sort of, "Sir, this is officially a government operation. If I could kindly ask you to get out of the firing line while we shoot that pompous bastard out of the sky."
Please, who do you think bought those helicopters for you?
Yelled over from the front. I'll pull down my pants if you really want to blow me.
Paul just blows on the coin like he's blowing smoke off the end of a gun and tucks it back in his pocket.
I flick out the business card that, Director of Operations, Chiron Group Atlanta, and just sort of hand it out towards him.
And he takes it and looks at it. There's that sort of raised eyebrow of recognition, but he very quickly reassumes that sort of hands behind back posture of authority and just, "Our operation is proceeding apace. Is there any problem you have, sir?"
Yes, specifically that your operation curtailed the efficacy of my own operation.
Well, conflicting reports and all.
Well, you wouldn't have had the conflicting reports if your man had answered the phone when my office called.
We are busy.
I can tell. You certainly measured up today. What was it, a grand new total of 4 inches?
You can see him trying very hard to keep a straight face.
Next time you operate within my city, sir, please do me the common decency of giving me a call. I would hate to have to put in a call to specific senators whose pockets I line specifically to get assistance when I need it. Am I understood?
Perfectly clearly, sir.
Good. Now that you've scared off my quarry, you can pack up your toys and go home. I turn and walk back towards the group.
How is Nina looking?
About 3% less disdainful of Zero at the moment than normal. 3%. That's significant.
That's a good percentage.
Nina, how you feeling? You all right?
I'm fine.
No resurgence of the what happened last time?
No, this was different. It's fine.
As I get over to the group,
I'm cool.
As I get over to the group, I adjust my tie and very loudly, so that I can be heard over the helicopters. Come, people, we must reassert our plans for tomorrow night.
And we're back.
And I will walk past them with all the swagger that I have, which is a lot.
What was that voice? Astrid will say.
What voice?
When you just used.
I have no idea.
Okay.
As Task Force Valkyrie continues to try and chase this person,
Yeah.
who they are not going to catch, you can surmise.
As we hopefully start walking away.
Yep.
I saw a handshake. Does that mean you've struck a deal?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully next time, that person will know enough to answer my calls.
I doubt they will.
Probably not.
Nope.
I live ever
Guaranteed
optimistic
not.
and
That
hope.
would require they have 2 brain cells to rub together.
I mean, the person answering the phone is probably an intern who barely knows what they're doing aside from following a call sheet.
Oh yeah, I know.
And
would require-
that intern will probably be replaced the next time you call.
That would require then that they have 1 brain cell to rub against itself.
Is that what
Respect
they're
to
calling it
interns.
these days?
Oh. I'm glad
Anybody
that
want-
all went well.
Anything from the gift shop?
A few things, but fortunately I didn't have to use them.
Paul is pointing at a nearby actual gift shop in the zoo.
Oh,
I don't think it's open.
there are
Is
no
it
workers
closed?
inside.
It is the middle of the night.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
It's like midnight.
you guys
We're
broke in
here
here.
we're
Yeah.
here with Paul. It's not closed.
Yeah, I
That's-
mean,
I say we can break in.
Thomas doesn't know that.
oh, just
I don't need anything from the gift shop.
While
oh,
I,
just be a minute.
While-
Pull on some gloves. Go over to
Paul.
the gift shop.
Paul,
Let myself in.
Paul,
Let him have his fun. It's gonna go
Yes.
easier this
while
way.
I do have some amount of political pull, I would suggest not making felonies in front of the government officials.
To be fair, the government officials are pulling out. They've got bigger things to worry about.
Oh
still
no!
here.
I've
They are
never
not
been in
going to
trouble
worry
with law
about
before.
the zoo gift shop theft.
I
And
just degraded.
you-
I just degraded that man. He's gonna worry about everything he can.
Astrid will
Going in.
totally break into the gift shop with Paul, by the way.
Yeah, same.
I like to think that
Um,
the camera now cuts to Nico, who's like, "So what do you guys think they're up to right now?"
it's Nico in the Waffle House with Colleen having some waffles, and
Right.
Alexander and Archie are just sort of leaning back. I mean,
I don't eat.
knowing the
Oh.
group, there's a good chance it'll turn into violence. But I mean, I would hope they wouldn't pick a fight. But
I mean, okay, Thomas is a little trigger happy, whatever the sword equivalent of that is.
Swing happy.
Nina and Paul, I think, will be cooler heads.
I'm pretty certain the melee equivalent of trigger happy is stab happy. I don't know how you didn't think of that.
That works, but it's more of a swingy type. Well, I mean, I guess he does do a little bit of stabby with it too. Also, I'm really high right now, so
I remember when I used to be able to do that.
yeah. You and Astrid get up to chemically induced shenanigans in your younger days?
Well, more me than her, but occasionally.
All right.
Now the only way I get to experience that is having someone who is.
Well, if you have somebody who's consenting and enjoys, I can supply relational aids. I don't know how you guys would call it.
It's a weird experience, trust me.
Yeah.
Having
No,
experiencing someone else's high is something weird.
Ooh, interesting. Yeah, that would be pretty intense.
Meanwhile,
like an actual legitimate contact high. Awesome.
Yeah.
Kids, have fun. Don't make a mess, and don't leave images on the camera.
All right, have a day.
Yeah.
I will. I guess Paul walks over to the door. William, I sent you a thing. Is that okay?
Yes, it's open.
Okay, yeah, Paul.
You
walks
pull out
over.
a key and put it in the lock, and it just opens.
They're pulling on gloves. Oh, look at that! Must not have locked up. And we'll open the door and sort of step aside and gesture in whoever is coming with me.
I will pull up my shirt just sort of like over, because that's the only. Well, actually, yeah, no, that's what it's gonna do. It's just pulls up the shirt kind of over. It's the only attempt he's making.
Astrid's making no attempt, and in fact, still has an axe in one of her hands as she walks in.
Paul will look around to see if there is any access to the security footage or grid in here, because part of the reason I'm in here is to take down the footage of the fox person who appeared.
You can probably find at least some kind of connection into their security system here, even if you have to make it yourself.
Okay. Is that I think that's what we determined. That's crafts, security systems, and stuff like that. Oh no, that was forgery.
Yeah, that was your forgery. Like getting into people's security would be a computer's thing.
Okay.
Yeah, computers are larceny usually.
Yeah. In the case of specifically trying to get their camera records, it'd be computers.
Okay. Intelligence and?
Yeah.
Okay. And I do have a specialization for security systems.
Go for it.
Okay. That's a +1?
Yes.
Okay. 1 success.
That's enough. Yeah, you managed to tap into their security feed, and you find that the entire conversation with this person, every camera that's looking at it, appears to be obscured by a bird. Like there's just a bird squatting on the camera.
Okay. Then I will.
They stole my move.
I will temporarily shut down the systems and delete like the past 15 minutes that shows us coming into the gift shop as well, please, if I may.
Yep.
And,
That's not easy. That's not a problem.
And then I will take a selection of rather large stuffed zoo animals. Also a mug.
Do you get a squid hat? I mean, that's technically the aquarium, but still.
Yeah.
And they still got them at the zoo, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, do they? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it's stuffed animals in a mug.
Okay.
Astrid's coming out of there with like 6 stuffed otters,
Yes.
like all over her body. She's perched them like on her head,
Perfect.
shoulders.
Fantastic.
I want some stickers. That's it. It's a small sheet of stickers.
Okay. I would imagine that's not a problem.
I'm just standing there, briefcase in hand, waiting outside.
As I
Ooh, wait! Do they have those suckers with the scorpions inside?
Yes.
One of those two. It goes in my mouth as I come out. Okay.
Fantastic.
Yep.
As you come out, I will take a one of those like brightly colored tree frogs, you know, the ones that are sort of bright green and have red and yellow on the limbs. There's a small one of those. small one of those amidst the other things that he has, and he just takes that and sort of. Is Zara standing with his arms crossed?
No. Briefcase hanging down on one side, other hand on hip.
So we'll just reach out and sort of tuck that into his lapel pocket.
At it.
All right, all ready to go.
Looks bad up at you. I see high larceny is the call of the day.
Clearly. Let's head back and meet up with everybody else.
It's about at this time, by the way, Nina, that you get a text.
Okay.
It's just a picture text. It is specifically a selfie of this individual. Like it's a shot just below the eye line. It's just his nose and his grin and like the upper part of his shoulder and torso. And then you can see over his shoulder is a squad of Valkyrie troopers running right by the alley without noticing that he's standing there.
Okay, that is much better than what I first thought you were gonna say when you started off saying I got a selfie from him. So yeah, she just smirks. Is like, come on, let's go meet back up and debrief.
I believe
All
they're
right.
currently at a Waffle House.
Well, I wasn't gonna say it out loud until we got in the car, but yes.
Oh, they're gone. I say, thumbing over to where the Valkyrie units have gone.
I know they are, but better safe than sorry. Listening devices and shit. Anyway, yeah, let's go.
Oh, right. I say as I reach into my pocket, pull out some sort of device and click a button and then put it back.
Do that a lot?
Let's go.
That not being commented on, you proceed to go.
Would Nico have heard the choppers going overhead from where he was at the Waffle House, which is
Probably, yeah.
east of? Okay, at that point, he would have probably tapped Archer on the shoulder and pointed at the roof in a sort of, "Hey, let's go get a look" sense.
Yeah. And he'll
All right,
walk outside in the pretense of going to get a smoke.
right.
Walk outside of the view of the.
Nico looks at Colleen, just kind of gives her a "you good here" thumbs up kind of thing.
She's in the middle, like has a bite of waffle in her mouth, and just goes.
Yep. Yeah, and he'll see if there's like a roof access or, fire ladder or anything where he could scramble up to the roof of this Waffle House and get a view of what's happening.
Archer just walks over to like outside of the view of the windows, and there's nobody around. And he sort of looks over, holds out a hand,
Okay.
and as you take his hand, he just walks up the side of the building and drags you with him.
Well, that's odd.
As he reaches the roof, he pulls you up, sets you on your feet on the roof.
You're handy to have around.
One of those tricks I learned.
I appreciate it. And yeah, he grabs his monocular out of his duffel bag and is just trying to get an idea of where these guys are headed, and then just starts texting, "Are you guys okay? I think there's helicopters. Somebody's coming in your direction. They don't look like normal helicopters. This isn't a news chopper thing, So there's just a series of those roughly around the same time, probably.
Yeah.
Paul, unlike certain members of our group, will return the text promptly and say, "Everything okay? On our way back. Just stopping for some shopping."
To be fair, would absolutely return a text to Nico or from Nico. Just wasn't going to return a text from Paul.
Okay.
Aw, that hurts my feelings.
How she shows she cares by ignoring you. And
A lot,
making
like
you
certain members
worry.
of my family.
I
Actually,
feel like
by
that's a
ignoring
lie.
you and making you worry that something's wrong.
Astrid will send Nico a text that says, "We're fine. Order me some hash browns."
Nico will text Colleen, "Can you order some hash browns for Astrid?" And then pause, look towards Archer before saying, What type of hash browns does Astrid like?
Smothered and covered.
Adds that. Cool. Yeah. That's a good segue. Sorry, Demerol makes me not have any filters.
Mm.
Is it weird I have a crush on your sister?
No, honestly, yeah.
Okay.
I'm curious if there's any particular thing about her, or if it's just the general, murderous axe lady thing that does it for you. Or,
I mean, that's a contributing factor for sure. Nah, she's yeah, it's the axes are definitely a contributing factor. Also, she cares about people, which is unusual.
you're not wrong.
It is unusual for an axe murderer to care about people. It's true.
How long have we been up here?
5 minutes.
Text back to the group. We're on the roof.
Sweet.
You want down or?
Nah, good airflow up here.
Fair enough.
I text.
I need a drink at some point.
I text Nikolai back. You should probably get down. There are Valkyrie helicopters in the air.
I have a very important question. Was that William saying that William needs a drink? Or
No, that was Archer.
saying
That was Archer.
Oh boy. I am not there.
What kind of drink are we talking about here?
The only one that actually keeps me alive.
Dr. Pepper it is.
Pib Zero.
Well, we should probably get down then so you can find somebody.
You were staring at me for a long second there.
Yeah. Nico goes to his duffel bag, pulls out a syringe, and gives himself an injection. Okay, that'll clear things up in about 6 minutes.
All right. I'll probably go find a rat or something after we're done here.
There's a dumpster over there. And
I really want to go
maybe
diving.
raccoons.
Raccoons are better than rats, but
You'd know better than me. I once got in a fight with a raccoon.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think I gave it about as good as I got. I was fairly proud of myself.
Hmm.
I need to go order some hash browns.
We're on our way to the Waffle House. Just let us know when we get there.
So he brings you back down off the roof.
Okay. Nico goes in, completely forgetting that he texted Colleen to order the hash browns, and also orders the hash browns.
Archer goes off somewhere to go and find a wild animal to drink some.
Excellent.
And about 10 minutes later, the rest of the group arrives at the Waffle House.
And Nico is stone cold sober again.
Archer comes back in around the same time as the vehicle's pulling up. Gives the vehicles a wave as he walks inside.
Sup, guys?
Hello.
Good news, we're not dead.
Ooh, good. Solving.
Always good news.
Astrid is still covered in
Slightly
blush others.
insensitive, though, considering present company.
Technically, dead and undead are two different states of being, Nikolai.
Anyways,
Look, when I'm not part of a potentially marginalized demographic, I don't choose the terminology.
I feel like the dead outnumber us. Quite substantially.
I mean, if, depending on how you count them, yeah.
Anyways, before we get off on that tangent, take a seat. So it went well.
Did we reach an accord with our friend?
We reached an accord. He's gonna help us. He knows where it is. He is going to help us. He's going to take us there.
Cool.
Show us where it is.
Mm-hmm.
Etc. However,
Is it outside his personal reach for some reason, I'm guessing?
yeah.
Okay.
In return, we gonna break that ring.
Cool.
He seemed to know about Colleen's
Yes, he 100% knew. I assume he knows everything.
Yeah, he knew a lot of stuff.
That's part of my concern. It's
Did he provide any suggestions with how to rid ourselves of this ring?
He provided
Volcano.
2. 1 was Colleen, 2 was nitrogen and volcano combined.
I would
That'd be pretty fun.
suggest not going the Colleen route. No offense, but we don't know what this particular thing would do.
I agree.
I would agree. But
That's why I'm about to ask you to get your hands on some nitrogen, and also find some way to get us to a volcano.
Paul leans over and sort of collegially pats Zara on the shoulder and says, "Oh, I'm sure the Chiron group has any number of very scenic volcano layers."
Does it have
Yeah.
to be an active volcano,
Amity's
or does simply having contained magma qualify?
pretty sure it's the lava or
I
Magma
feel
or-
like
I don't know
with
the
this-
difference.
Liquid hot magma.
I feel like
Magma
with-
is when it's underground. Lava is when it's on top of the ground. I'm so sorry, Nina. Keep going.
It's okay. I feel like with this dude, it's less about the science of it, especially since this is a magical ring and all of that stuff. I feel like it's less about the science and more about the mythological themes.
And naturally, you would want to be present to confirm that the ring was indeed destroyed.
Naturally.
So a trip to Hawaii?
Yes, because
Oh.
in this particular case, my well-being in a very real sense relies on the deal being done.
Of course. And I do care about your well-being, Nina.
Misko's not wrong. Besides, like you said, it points to Astrid. Says, "Trip to Hawaii might be just the thing that could take our mind off of everything."
All right, but there's some things that we'll need to do first. For instance, taking the hobbits to Isengard.
Isn't that for a trip to New Zealand?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna
It's a
throw a
vol-
ring in a volcano, there's some story beats you have to hit before you get to that point.
Zoo was lovely, by the way. Colleen brought you this, and he reaches out and hands Colleen a very, very familiar-looking frog.
One day you'll realize how creepy that looks.
Yeah, Colleen's very young. We try not to sexualize her.
I feel like you're the one doing that right now, Nikolai.
No, it's just a very good quote that makes me laugh every time.
Yeah, that's fair.
Astrid hands Colleen one of the mini otters she
I'm
got.
trying to figure out if Iceland or Hawaii is closer.
Georgia?
To
Yeah.
hear?
Probably Hawaii.
Hawaii is a lot
no.
further away than you think it is.
I was gonna say.
The answer
Yeah.
is Hawaii, and I will tell you why. Hawaii doesn't require you to cross any national line.
International
Yeah.
boundaries.
So their legal boundaries make the distance physically longer, and you cannot convince me otherwise.
Iceland is actually closer than.
yes, no, geographically, Iceland would
I
be a lot
stand
closer.
by
but,
my statement.
Yeah.
but there's the whole, traversing.
we could
international
take-
There's also
borders.
We- So Zero will say, we could go to Hawaii. However, if we wanted to not leave Atlanta for quite that long, Iceland is closer.
It's a distance of about 1,000 miles. How long are you gonna? I don't know how much time you're really gonna cut when it comes to a jet.
Oh, we're going
Iceland-
to hike there.
Iceland requires things that we don't have access to for certain people.
Like what?
Legal documentation. I know you're going to say, oh, I can get that fixed. We're not taking those chances.
What makes you think you'd require legal documentation to take a tour of a Chiron facility at the behest of the director?
We still have to get in the country.
Yes.
Via our private airport.
Yeah.
You
Paul,
know there's a volcano in Arkansas?
It's not active, though, which I feel like is part of the issue here.
I know for a fact we can literally just walk up to ice or lava flows on Hawaii, and we'll be able to toss it in.
yeah, I mean, I'm more than happy to arrange for additional documentation for anyone who needs it. But otherwise, if we're flying in without documentation, we're looking at flying in a crate. And I, for one, have had a lifetime of traveling coach plus.
But our crates are very well situated.
You know, Zaro,
Yes, I will
every
arrange a
time I
flight to
think you've
Hawaii.
said something more disturbing than I've ever heard before. I just give you 5 minutes and you top it again.
Thank you. I take pride in my work.
It didn't even take 5 minutes that time.
Paul just sort of raises his hand a little higher.
Bing.
I will arrange us a flight to Hawaii. Though, as to the answer of how much time would we save at 1,000 miles when dealing with cosmic forces bent on the destruction of the world, I feel like all the amount of time saved is valuable.
I don't know about you, but I don't think an hour is going to make that much difference.
You
Tell
do
that-
have a year.
When you're working in the span of a year, yeah.
But yes, I will provide... who has the ring currently?
Hello.
Yeah, Nigo does.
Well, we can go to my offices now and have it dipped in nitrogen, or I can bring a field kit to the hideout.
We're not doing it until we have the
Wreath.
I mean, if you're that concerned about time, I could just destroy the thing, Colleen says.
We're not doing it until we have the wreath.
There's
That's
a
part
magical
of the condition.
there's a magical binding promise built into this object. I would hate for whatever happened to Nina that caused my office to receive a message from an archfey to happen to you permanently.
We're drawing enough attention down. Look, Colleen, I appreciate it. I think we all do. I know you're game for it, but that's Nina, you're the one who lived through it. You think that's a good idea?
I think it's a fucking awful idea. Not specifically. So here's why I think it's a fucking awful idea. I mean, there's a lot of reasons, let's be frank. But primarily, well, I don't think they specifically noticed me. That's because I'm very small potatoes. You're not very small potatoes, and I don't want that thing suddenly being aware of you and potentially what's going on. Also, I'm not so sure that they aren't aware of me based on all the information that we just got from
What pray
our
tell?
foxy friend.
What pray tell exactly happened with the ring?
I touched it. Bad things happen. I'll leave it there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will add just that it seemed to draw down a hell of a lot of attention. Something which I'm
Correct.
personally
Yeah.
not previously comfortable with.
Okay, no, it's probably best for a little more detail.
Yes.
Yeah, no, touching it gives you some sort of connection to the consciousnesses inside.
Touching it directly, putting it on the finger, simply skin to metal.
I physically touched it. We don't know beyond that. We did not play the experiment game.
Was anything done to attempt to destroy it after that?
Well, there was an attempt, but then somebody tried to stop me from shooting it.
Fair.
There was an attempt to shoot it. And again, rather glad it worked out that way, because now we got a bargaining chip to help.
You're not
us.
wrong. Like yeah.
Look, Miss Guy, I'm not giving you a hard time about it. You're the only one who's been through it. I've been in touch with some things that I rather wish I hadn't, and I understand how that can affect you in a moment. So again, not criticizing you, but just lucky that we still have it. So I'd rather put any further experiments on destroying it on hold until we're ready to destroy it.
I simply need more information to ensure that whatever facility we use to neutralize it is properly equipped. What's the thinnest material you were able to hold it with without it coming in contact or having any effect?
We have put it inside that box.
I picked it up with a pair of rubber gloves the first time.
Rubber gloves.
Like I said, I am perfectly happy to, when we arrive on Hawaii, just go to the big island, go to one of the lava flows, and once it's properly iced down, toss it in.
I'm trying very hard not to just make consistent with Rick's references.
Oh well, we can put it on ice here and put it in a containment unit and throw the whole containment unit in. We've got plenty of those.
Yeah, but if that's
As long
not
as the
place
containment
where
unit
was-
doesn't protect it from the lava.
or
We are
it has to be
very
returned to
good,
the place where
but
it
not
was
that
forged
good.
I don't know.
Or not helping me.
Thomas is going to make those stupid references.
As to consider contingencies, because I wasn't there, are we guaranteed sure that icing it down and throwing it in a volcano works, or was that well, you could try this if you don't want Colleen to eat it?
That one.
Yes.
Because in the event that we throw it in a volcano after icing it, and that doesn't work, how the fuck do we get it back in order to actually destroy it?
What was the exact wording? I was too far away to hear it.
We had 5 successes. Do we have a contingency on we will attempt in a way recommended by the first party to destroy it, and in the event that those events suggested by the first party are not successful, the second party will not be held liable for failure and so on?
I doubt
Not
he would
quite.
let you get away with that.
Yeah, he would not let you get away with not destroying it.
Legit.
I'll bring along a test kit and we'll try a few things first before we throw it in.
Look, I hate to deep six.
Or we take the thing once it's in nitrogen. We have a box that it's in that we can open. We dump the contents of the open box in the lava.
Oh yes, no. The concern here is that throwing it in the lava simply will cause the nitrogen to. Well, there'll be an explosion. There'll be a lot of lava sprayed around, but the ring won't necessarily be directly destroyed, which would constitute a failure on your part.
Here's my thing: you're not wrong, and that's definitely something to consider. That said, I don't think that he's going to give us a suggestion that's not going to work. He wants this gone.
And I'll be frank, nothing would make me happier than a trip to Hawaii on Chiron's dime. But
can I see the ring?
We also, I think, could maybe make an effort to destroy it here. Sarah, I'm sure you have access to industrial crucibles, things like that. Something we could try here in town.
Yes.
Something where if it don't work, at least we can turn it off, wait for it to cool, and then take it back out again.
There's a variety of options we can utilize in one of our labs.
Thomas, do you promise not to touch it?
Yep.
Boxing.
I take it out very carefully, not touching it. needing the warnings. And I try and nick it on my sword. I'm not trying to break it. I'm just trying to see if my sword can damage it, because that's not normal, but my sword's not normal.
So let me get this straight. You pull out a 36-inch blade in the middle of a fucking Waffle House.
Well, I mean, just a little bit.
Thomas,
just like
Thomas,
the,
as you start to
just like
go
an
for
inch.
Thomas, might I suggest waiting until we're in a more private locale for that test?
I mean, we've been talking about like taking a magic ring to a volcano in the middle of Hawaii and throwing it in the lava. You guys are lucky. You guys are lucky the staffer zonked out. Archer says.
You know what? As far as I'm concerned, they just think that we are planning a tropical reenactment of popular fantasy films.
Yeah.
As you look over, as Archer makes the statement of "you're lucky they're zonked out," you realize that the staff are just going about their business as if none of you were even there.
This is fine. This is normal.
Still maybe not start swinging
Okay.
the big
I'm
ass.
not gonna swing it.
I mean,
just
I kind of want to
nicking
see
it.
how this plays out, but
Is that
it's probably a
weird?
bad idea.
Like just Waffle House.
That's weird. Like,
I look over at Alexander. I assume your handiwork.
Archer's as much as mine, but yes.
My
He has
sword
learned a
nick
lot.
it.
Your sword is not able to make any dents or nicks
Okay.
into the ring.
Never mind. Okay. Hand it back. Just
What?
curious.
Hall is really paying attention to this staff now. Can I? What is going on with them?
You can roll me wits and empathy.
They've been bedazzled. It's like bedazzlement, but only works for a sparkly event. And no one can deny that
mean, it's-
Alexander is a sparkly vampire.
It's bedazzlement, so doesn't that inherently create sparkly things?
Exactly.
With 3 successes, you can gather that whatever form of glamour or whatever weird presence that Alexander and Archer have here, it is causing them to basically not react to anything unless you directly interact with them. Like, unless you call them over to take an order, they won't react and they'll just keep going about their business.
Zero suddenly looks around. We don't own this one.
What, the Waffle House?
Not this one.
That is really something. Tell me something, Mr. Ashwin. Are you looking for any sort of extracurricular work on your evenings, or?
I might not, strictly speaking, be alive anymore, but I still belong to the Knights of St. Adrian, not the Aegis.
I understand, but it gestures around everyone sitting. Look at us, spirit of cooperation, sort of thing.
Oh, please stop trying to proposition Astrid's brother.
Astrid's just kind of glaring at Paul right now.
No, I'm
Pull
not
up the
going to say it.
lollipop.
I'm not going to say it. Yes, I am. Isn't he a little old for you? Sorry, I'm a horrible person.
Nigo is just staring straight ahead and blinking.
Paul blinks and says, actually, that's a good point. How old are you? And he points it to Alexander.
How old is Alexander, do you ask?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe 60, 70. He says, looking like a Spanish gentleman in his mid-20s.
Yeah,
Not to cut this lovely conversation short, but perhaps we shall move on from the banalities of existence and proceed with, when are we meeting with our new ally?
Yeah, because I got a party
Mhm.
tomorrow, and I invited. I don't know if he'll show up. But
I thought you called that party and then we're going to call it off.
No.
That was definitely discussed.
that was
That was the plan.
That was what some of you had said. Thomas had not stated that was what he
No.
would do.
okay.
No, because it takes you gotta like put everything together, and it's kind of like a bummer if
I
you cancel
remember
it
at
last
least
minute.
one. I remember at least one Mara trademarked. Yep.
Yeah.
Which is not an answer.
No, it's
You'd think
not.
you'd know that by now.
Exactly.
I mean, Mr. White might show up. We put it out, an invitation. Who knows? But
two birds.
Just to clarify, the name that Mara just said was Mr. White might
Yes.
show up.
Yeah.
Mr.
So
Who?
2 birds, 1 kega sort of thing.
yeah.
I'm sorry, I feel like I'm missing information. Don't like that.
Orgy at the zoo.
Of a particular
Well-
kind. I understand that much. Who's Mr. White?
Mr. White is the Coke demon. That
Hey,
doesn't-
I'm sorry. What?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're the one who found
Figured-
out about this.
It's the kind of thing he'd probably be interested in attending. And we were looking to make contact with him at some point. So I figured, we're
Did
trying
my-
to keep things rolling,
I'm
trying
sorry.
to get things to sort of.
Wait, are we going to be murdering people at this party?
I'm
I
coming.
don't know.
Okay, I'm not going to pretend that I don't know how murder parties work. I'm
Huh.
a part of who I'm a part of, so
Right.
that sort of thing happens when there's competition on occasion, but
Mm-hmm. Wasn't Alexander saying something about being able to stage something like that? So I figured, like some vampires, some folks.
sorry, Alexander, do we have plans to have some sort of blood sports at
William.
this party already?
I had not been informed of this party, otherwise I would have been able to make plans, but
William.
Also-
Well, it's not until
Okay.
tomorrow night.
And
So,
you all
yeah.
are mad at me about roping him in on a little old-fashioned theft.
No. You're in the clear at this point.
William.
We are operating under the fact that these staffers don't. Yeah, no, okay.
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
William. Did my attempts at getting any sort of an inroads from a more professional angle with a meeting with the Coke Demon bear any fruit over the last episode?
him being the Coke demon being named Mr. White is just killing me.
You did this.
Yep.
To be fair, I also gave him a different name. Aside from just the
We learned it from watching you, William.
We learned it from watching you.
but anyway.
Because I assumed that's what I was doing all last episode, which is why I wasn't around, was I was trying to, like I had said previously, find a, inroad between with my connections in industry in the city to get us a meeting in which we could kill a demon.
They were not particularly successful. The person you were looking for is highly reclusive and does not show up well.
Well, all my efforts were unsuccessful on that front, so this is the next best thing as far as I'm aware.
That's a real big drop from best to next best.
I mean, does anyone else have a plan?
And Astrid will look at Alexander. Do you have enough time to put something together?
I mean,
Okay,
Look, I didn't want to float this right away, but I do have a couple exes that could get invited, and if they saw me, I'm pretty sure there'd be some attempted murders.
There you go.
I'm gonna be the person to say it. I am not. I question the idea of having our supernatural allies come to the Ashwood Abbey murder party.
Oh, no. I was thinking
Yes.
a different way, but...
Yeah.
I'm going to take one further step back and say I still question the idea of a murder party.
Yeah. At the look, Ashwood Abbey does what Ashwood Abbey does, and I'm fine with that.
But
I
we-
accept that.
we-
I am less
to
accept.
look into first.
I am less accepting of it at public zoos because of
I gotta
a
pee. I'll
lot
be
of
back.
reasons.
Don't get
I'm
murdered by
annoyed that
your
you
ex
guys
as
don't
go.
take down the names that I give you randomly because I can't remember the actual name that I gave you for Mr. White.
Mr. White.
Oh, let me see.
I've
What
probably
got.
got it
I
written
probably
down
do, but
somewhere.
he's just gonna call him Mr. White because that's easy.
Right, Pepsi.
Lawrence Croft.
Thank you, Lawrence Croft.
Yep.
That's very close.
Father of Laura.
There's a whole bit.
Like
Put that there.
I was
there is so much about this plan that does not seem advisable.
I was actually thinking that a bunch of jumped up Ashwood Abbey folk getting their murder on at a public park, with even if we don't provide any sort of spectacle, would just sort of draw this sort of demon.
Yeah, that's what that was my idea, but
It very
other
well might.
options.
And if it does, then it does.
And if it doesn't, then we're no worse off.
Yep.
So what's
So
the
long
dress
as we
code?
don't provide them a victim, it'll be fine. They'll kill
And
each other.
speaking of, that seems like a bad place for vampires.
Yes, thank you. Okay, I'm glad that I'm not losing
Yes,
my
no,
mind about this
No,
situation.
let me clarify. I'm not suggesting our vampire allies go anywhere near the location. I'm suggesting that the Ashwood Abbeys have their own party, expecting whatever it is they're expecting, and when nothing shows up, whatever their reaction is likely to be chaotic, catastrophic, and violent, and potentially enough to draw said coke demon out.
Yep. Thomas, what's going to happen at this party as it currently stands?
Well, we've got a fog machine.
Yeah, that's what I was concerned about, the fog.
I assume they're expecting something relating to the message that was sent out to them.
Yeah. So I just told them that our friend with the message was going to be showing up tomorrow. We had kind of arranged something, and it'd be very exciting to kind of show up to that. So that was why they were maybe not here tonight.
Right.
Sort of initial
that
idea,
was my
right?
understanding of that part of it.
Yeah, and then so then after kind of that happens, they'll show up. We'll kind of maybe sort of I was hoping I could maybe okay, you're back. Sort of ask you for some assistance getting some stuff in the fog machine. I look over at Nico. And then we just kind of see what happens.
Okay,
And
so
Mr.
you
White
planned a
has been
party
invited.
saying that there was going to be an archfey there
Yep.
with no real plan of what to do when the archfey that you know isn't going to be there isn't
Well, he
going to
could.
be there.
You
Also,
might decide to.
And then you
Also-
want to get them all high.
yes, I
Yeah.
feel like this needs to be emphasized. You're going to take, and you know I adore you, but you're going to take a bunch of your group who are a bunch of bloodthirsty psychotics,
Mm-hmm.
get them high in a zoo, and just see what happens.
There's absolutely no way this doesn't end up with every single one of them actual foxes in that exhibit dead.
Yeah, that's my concern, is the animals are going to
The animals.
I could arrange for the zoo's animals to be evacuated over the course of the next day.
Even for
Can
you,
you
it's
really
going to take
arrange for
more
an
than a
entire-
day.
No. Come on.
Biohazard threat.
Yeah,
how
biohazards
do
for
you-
animals generally involves the animals getting destroyed.
And what happens when the CD? Yeah,
But
that
anyway,
also. And
that
then
aside,
shows up. and-
fog machine not your best administration vector, especially if it's an open area. There's gonna
Okay.
be no way to manage intake or concentration effectively and reliably. Yeah, no.
Okay. Okay.
I feel like we're still on the.
You're gonna have to
not
spike
get
the
Ashwood-
food or the drink or something.
I feel like we're still on the let's not get Ashwood Abbey super high in a zoo when their planned murder target doesn't show up.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
if we
all
had
for
a
murder parties, but they'll just start stabbing.
if we had a secure observation deck, getting 30 odd Ashwood Abbey people tripping on hallucinogens would be entertaining and educational, at least. But yes,
Legit.
there's the whole splash damage aspect to worry about.
I'll take
I'm just mad I'm playing a character in this situation who would never use the words battle horny, because
Jesus Christ, Craig.
because that would seem to encapsulate the Ashwood Abbey problem in 3 syllables. No,
Well.
4 syllables. It's late.
Yeah, that's 4 syllables.
I know. I thought about it after I said it, which is how I approach
Okay.
it.
So from all I've been able to gather on my end, the target of this particular issue is extremely reclusive from any conventional methods of approach. I couldn't even get a phone call, much less a meeting. So luring them out somehow is going to be our best bet. We'll not, unless we simply want to raid the Coca-Cola facilities, which would be very fun, but I feel ultimately pointless.
Well, I'm not saying that Thomas's
isn't
plan
point.
doesn't have merit. I
Right.
mean, this sounds like the exact sort of thing that if all we gave a shit about was pulling White out into the open, seems like it would have a better chance than not of definitely getting that job done.
Yeah.
It's just all the other jobs that it might get done in the process.
And we do have methods of locating demons. So unless we're assuming, and I'm not saying this might not be the case, but unless we're assuming that the local Coca-Cola buildings are absolutely chock full of demons, we could go there under legitimate purposes, not a raid, but legitimate purposes, and poke around a little bit.
Well, the issue, we have methods of locating demons, but no methods of clarifying which one is which, and also no method of confirming that he is in that building. Where?
No, but again, I just
That's the
feel
issue.
like
That's the principal
little-
issue. There is we don't know where he is to start looking.
Right.
Yeah. I understand, but again, as we use at DJ Sentis, I have a device that can help us locate one, at least point us in the right direction. You can
Yes.
even drive out, put on RDATs and go out like we're checking the cables and drive around outside and see if there's anything inside. I'm just saying a little bit of legwork first seems to be worth it before we get to murder party.
Paul, I don't think I've ever seen you this angry before.
I'm not saying that sacrifices needn't be made in the pursuit of the greater good, but it just seems like quite a few of you are awfully comfortable ramping up very fast.
I know I'm on your side here. Like,
I don't think you're one of
I'm
the ones
just
he's talking
saying.
about.
all right,
This
so
is hard.
All right. So order of operations, get Paul some vitamin K because he is literally losing it right now. And then go do some recon and figure out if we're having a party or not.
I mean, it's like
Thomas, you can say
Midnight.
the door's been opened. There's gonna be a party. There's no stopping
Yeah.
it at this point.
there's
can we
probably
move
going to
it
be a
from the
party.
zoo?
Huh? What?
Maybe you might
Can
be
we
able to move it from the zoo.
Oh yeah. I could probably get it on campus. somewhere.
Move it from the zoo.
Let me move it from the zoo, not to the campus.
Okay. Where? You got a place?
Give me 10 minutes, and I pull out my phone.
Try to find a field in the middle of nowhere.
I'm gonna
know
see
what,
if
What
my-
about that abandoned mall?
Also,
Ooh.
Well,
Okay.
close to the Fae for my liking. To
Okay.
be honest, if we
Although-
absolutely need to, I can buy another home and we can use it's a warehouse. It's got plenty of space.
I'm going to try.
Can bar the doors to my actual living space.
I'm going to.
You still have a vampire in a closet.
Do I?
No,
Not
I
you.
do.
Our Astrid does.
I thought we killed him.
No, he's still there.
Oh,
He's just staked, right? Mhm.
no. He
Yeah,
was
he's
in the
he's not dead. He's staked.
He's in the bathroom, isn't he?
I
I don't remember if he's in the bathroom or if he's in your torture shed, but one or the other.
No.
You have a staked vampire.
Oh no, yeah, that's at Nina's house. He's in the bathroom.
Still?
Vampire in the
Considering I've
closet
been
is
living
Archer
at my
saying
house
it.
for the last several weeks, I feel like at some point
I'm
I
confident we killed
and
him.
dealt with that.
I am confident we killed him, actually.
because
We had a whole bit about calling him Craig. And
No, we killed the first one. This was another one.
Yeah,
When did
there
we
is a
get a
second
second
staked
one?
vampire.
When did we
Only in a Hunter the
There
Vigil
was
game.
another one.
No, the other vampire that you staked and kept in the bathroom.
We
Yeah,
also
no, we
called
did-
him
we did-
Craig.
We
Yeah,
did
you
get a
called him all
replacement.
Yeah, Craig
we
too.
did get
Yeah.
a replacement, Craig.
We
and
called all of
he-
our-
As
we
far as I
called-
know, he is still alive.
We called
yeah.
all of our vampires Craig.
Very hurtful, I'm just going to say.
It must be said, Nina has been living in her apartment the last several weeks or however long it's been. She did not move. So at some point, she had to have gone into her bathroom, probably multiple times a day. And at some point, she's just gonna throw that fucker out the window and let him burn.
I swear we killed Craig number 2 as well.
Or she will at
At this
least
point.
move him down to like a closet in the recording booth area.
Because I thought we took him with us to the golf club when we raided it for the Nazi vampires.
No, you got the
No.
information about the golf club from him.
That-
But
No,
you left
that
him
was-
staked.
Sorry.
No, we got the information about the golf club. from
Sorry,
the first Craig.
Oh yeah.
Craig Prime, what would you like to say?
Craig Fry.
Jesus Christ. I'm leaving.
Craig.
Goodbye. That is the other thing, though, that I had wanted to say, and we dovetailed with it nicely. But Paul will say, I will also point out, we do also know of an entire country club and golf course that's recently been vacated by.
That's what I'm
previous
trying to buy, I say on the phone.
Oh, that's the one. Okay, that'd be real good.
Oh, is that where you want to have the party?
Sure.
Just seems like supernatural. Only supernaturals that we know of there are the vampires that were crawling all over it. That might give it a nice whiff of something interesting for
I
Ashwood
start
Abbey.
texting.
I mean,
Would I-
that's fine with me. If it means I don't have to move and set up a new recording studio, I'm good with that.
We should get rid of that second vampire, though.
I mean, I
second set?
can.
Oh, him? Yeah, no, he's handled.
Oh.
I mean, so you could. I mean,
Yeah.
How long did you think I was gonna step around him if I had to take a piss?
so the thing
Shove
is,
him in a closet.
if the
Why are we allowed to do anything?
Because I have money.
if they are
Right.
looking for if they're looking for prey, as I lose my accent entirely in the middle of laughing. If your hunters are looking for prey, you might be able to provide them a substitute or two. Staked vampire.
Ooh, you've got some of those? I'm still texting.
No, we definitely do not have a still staked vampire.
Oh.
Well, we could find one.
Yeah.
You know how
I
weird it
can go
is?
Find one.
That's true. We could. Do you know how weird it is to take a shower and then step out and go, "Oh yeah, there's a limp guy on the floor with a piece of wood through his
I
chest."
didn't
and-
expect you to leave him in the bathroom, but you
Yeah,
have
you know, his-
closets.
Oddly,
And
yes.
even though he's comatose, he is still staring at me, and that's creepy.
Oddly, yes.
Point of order, something probably a bit out of line, but back to the subject of two birds, one stone. We do have a creepy underground warren of God knows what.
What?
Is there anything still actually down there?
Who knows? That sounds like might be the sort
Wait,
of thing
what?
that might
I
be
thought
fun.
you
There's the
would-
Super party?
passageway that you and Archer found.
No, we're not using that. It's
Wait.
not the passageway I told you guys about.
Passageway is not necessarily secure. We can't control that environment as much as we can control the golf course.
William, am I able to buy the golf course using the Atlantic Chiron Group's resources?
Roll me your resource dots with your status dots. I just want to see this.
Time to roll 0 successes. Could
Would
I
we-
could I also add my? Hang on, and then that is mine. Yeah, okay. Would I be able to roll any of my attributes as well, or my professional training?
No, this is just how much money do you and the Chiron group currently have?
Fair. Simple roll.
This is how much is in the slush fund roll.
4 successes.
Yes.
Yay.
Congratulations. The Chiron Group now owns a golf course.
Sweet.
Could you
This is
test out
this is
the-
Alex Summers going up against Random the first time. Well, how much are they paying you? Okay, we'll pay you more.
We could install a testing facility underneath it.
Get your creepy experimentation labs handled after we have our sex murder orgy.
But if there's a creepy experimentation lab there earlier, it'll give us all the better methods of keeping tabs on the murder sex orgy part.
Speaking of, should I send the text? I'll hold
Yes.
out the phone.
Is-
He's drafted a text. It's basically saying change of plans.
New address.
Address.
I'm sorry, does
Forward.
Chiron Group have magic concrete that cures in 3 hours?
Yes,
I don't believe you.
you should. Also, no,
It's made from pulverized Prometheans.
yeah. It's made from ground up earth elemental changelings. It's a paste.
Golf course, formerly owned by Nazi vampires. Seeing what we can do about the entertainment. Tell your friends.
I feel like you didn't even need to add that bit at the end. Just Nazi vamp.
I always
like-
do.
All right, we've got entertainment.
Yeah.
Well, then we should.
Oh,
see
you
about-
mentioned Nazi vampires.
We should see
Yeah, I
about.
did.
We should see about procuring some specimens.
That means that there is an undeniable amount of attention that will be drawn from a very
Yeah.
specific corner.
Within Ashwood, or are we talking Thule Society?
Not the Thule Society. Well, I mean them too, but
They show up
They'll
like
be there like, my friend.
no, they really won't. They will show up preemptively and be like, we would just like everyone to know we are very sorry. We are very sorry. We have nothing to do with this, but we are very sorry anyway.
It depends on the Thule, really, but yeah, that's fair.
Good to send.
Yes.
Look over at Nina.
Yeah, no, yeah, good,
Text.
perfect.
Oh. What time is it? Check my phone. William,
It'll be
what?
like 1 or 2 in the morning.
it's
midnight.
late. It's past
Yeah.
midnight.
Has one minute? Well then, ideal time for catching some prey.
Oh, okay. We're gonna go
You have
out.
to put it creepy like that.
Like what?
I mean, here's a thing. You run the Chiron group. The thing that deals in monster parts.
Oh yeah. I'm not saying us.
Roll me conspiracy and occult with your manipulation, let's say, just to see whether or not you've already got a vampire or two on ice.
Let's see. Manipulation, occult, +5. 6 successes.
You've got a few vampires on ice already.
Come to think of it, I believe I do have some specimens already.
They're actually specifically taken from the Nazi vampires.
We'd probably have them thawed out just in time for the party to begin.
Awesome.
Well, you just ruined all my fun.
If you'd like to go hunt a few fresher ones, that would also be fine. The fresh blood will likely make the place smell more appealing to the Ashwood Abbey folk.
All right.
Okay.
They might be hard to find at the moment. They've probably mostly gone to ground by now.
Paul
Sorry,
is trying to
hang
get
on,
Nico's
sorry.
attention.
Hang on, Nina's been trying to say something.
Oh
sorry.
no, I've been trying to say something for just a couple seconds. It's fine. Well, with all that going on, I need to text our Foxy friend and let them know what the plan is and when. When I made this deal, I did not anticipate that we were having an actual party tomorrow.
Oh, my bad.
So
We could do it before the party, after. Well, then we'll have to, go to Hawaii. Like it. Okay.
and I don't want to tell them about the party because, well, your group does concern me sometimes. I don't want them all dead.
Uh-huh.
So I'm
I think we've got enough
I
to
got
draw
a
them.
plan. I'm good. Just if they make contact with any of you guys, just know what I'm informing them of is something's come up for tomorrow. We'll let you know what the plan is. Whatever Nina puts, whatever the day of the week is after tomorrow.
Yeah. And you get back just a selfie of his grin, which you take to which you assume to be an acknowledgement.
Was almost absolutely certain that when that started with the way that sentence started, it was not ending with grin.
I'm on the phone by this point going, yes, load up batches A1 through A6. We're going to clean up the place, make it look like they're still in operation. Have them set on a timer to thaw out just after sundown tomorrow and leave, basically. Good. Let me know when it's done. Quick.
What's up, Paul?
Paul is just trying to get Nico's attention, sort of pointing towards, like sort of gesturing his head towards Astrid, who I would imagine is still pretty beat up at this point.
And eating hash browns.
Yes, I remembered your hash brown order because it's almost identical to mine, minus the mushrooms.
Yeah, I don't mushroom.
Mushroom. So, we should all be... If our demon friend is going to show tomorrow, we should be in a nearby location to watch the festivities. I'll have camera feeds on the inside that we can utilize to have a more clear picture of what's going on. We'll also need to rest up and make sure we're all in our best fighting shape possible.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
for Astrid to be in her best fighting shape possible, she's going to need at least a week at a spa. And by spa, I mean ICU.
Yeah, she's still sitting on 5 levels of aggravated damage.
Am I really? Oh, I am.
You're just hiding it very, very well.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, how long? How fucked up are you?
I'm not that bad.
She got bit in the entire torso by the knuckle of his horse head.
I feel like that lie can't be sustained, Astrid.
I want to go to the murder party.
You can go to
Oh
the
my god!
you can go to the murder party, but you can't be on the front line if the demon shows up.
Okay, Astrid, I'm only going to be able to try this once on you, so I need you to hold still, Colleen says.
Don't worry, Murderella. We'll get you to the ball.
Astrid will hold still.
Pray your internal organs don't get switched into the wrong place.
Or pray they do.
They'll just get replaced with relics.
1, 2, 3, 4,
That's where all the
5.
relics are gone.
Okay. That is an exceptional success. So she is able to downgrade 2, 4. She's able to downgrade 4 of your. So actually, she's actually able to downgrade all 5 of your aggravated to lethal. As she places a hand on you, and there's just this glow of green energy as your body reknits itself from falling apart to merely fucked up.
Whoa.
Wait, that was Colleen?
Yeah.
Holy shit! How did you do that?
I was raised by mages.
I mean, yeah, but
Wow.
Wow.
Thank you.
Looks very
I've also been eating magical artifacts that have been growing my innate abilities.
very similar to some of our test subjects' regenerative capabilities, actually.
Paul
Okay.
smiles. Go ahead.
You can go to the murder party, but only if you eat your vegetables.
Okay.
All right.
You should be able to do more of your intensive care stuff and help her out a little bit more too, by the way. I can only do that once for a while, but
That's going to make my very exaggerated joke like potentially possible.
I'll try to stay off the front lines.
We'll get you a nice gun with a long rifle.
I like my gun.
It's a dope gun.
Thank you.
I kind of want to be on the front lines. I can be in the party. It's
How fucked up is
people-
Thomas?
I have 1 aggravated. That's it.
and all 3 dots of iron stamina.
Yeah. He feels fine.
Bippity boppity boo, Cinderella. Looks like we've got your carriage all ready to go to the ball.
Cool. I should get to sleep. I have class tomorrow.
And I've got some stuffed animals to send International Post. Not a euphemism, he says, looking pointedly at Nina.
You know I'm going to assume it is anyways.
I know. It's hurtful. That's what it is.
Is it any
Thoughtful? Did you say?
Hurtful.
Hurtful.
Oh,
Is it any worse than what is assumed by everything I say?
Who are you sending them to?
Your friends back home.
Cool.
I mean, the difference is when I say it to Paul, I say it because we know each other so well that I know that I can joke about things even when I mean it. When I say it about Zero, I just flat out mean it.
Yeah. And I mean, Paul very clearly was not actually.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
I appreciate your candor.
That's me, very candorous.
Doris Ordo.
Like it also.
Yeah, but a sexy ulcer.
So what time actually is this party then, young Thomas?
Well, if it's a monster hunting party, it's usually at night because that's where all the monsters
Yeah.
come out.
8 or 9, I'm assuming, starting. I don't know what. It's October, isn't it? It was November now.
The party favors will be unthawing at sundown. So a little while
You're
you're
after
gonna
that,
be
they'll
freezing them at
active.
sundown? What?
Unthawing at sundown.
Yeah, the opposite of thawing is freezing. What?
The English language is a
Maybe
vast and
because they're un-
complex series of connections made mostly by accident, and you understood what I was saying, Nicholas.
Yeah, I'm just fucking with you on purpose.
Are we all going together then? Or are we going to show up separate?
We should establish some sort of recon facility nearby.
I mean,
Go ahead.
Well,
either
this
way.
is the
Actually,
yeah,
no,
this-
not either way. I will definitely be showing up. Like, I have to get ready for the orgy.
Mhm.
I feel like we shouldn't be involved in the proceedings directly if we're wanting our best chance at surprising our prey.
But murder.
I should probably, because I was kind of organizing it, maybe. Not necessary, but
So
What-
here's the thing: if 3, 4, 5, 6 of us are just standing around on the outside of the murder orgy party, clearly keeping an eye on things.
a little conspicuous.
Is Colleen coming?
Hence the recon position, which would indicate a hidden nature, not obviously standing outside the door taking everyone's keys.
Oh no, I'm going to be standing outside the door handing out party favors.
I'm aware. I heard you say that. It's still a matter of concern. Also, since we can't necessarily have eyes on everything, well, there's no other way to put it, but eyes inside is a good idea.
My concern, there will be some. You're correct. We won't be able to have eyes on everything, even with security cameras and footage. My concern is that someone on the inside becomes less an observer and more a target, and is not able to get word back out to the others in time.
That's well, not the second part of that. The first part of that is practically part of the plan.
And I apologize. Who was it that asked about whether Colleen was going?
Astra did.
That's another point to consider.
Well, if she's not going, and I would recommend she not go, I'd rather her be with someone.
That is fair.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I realize I have an image to uphold, but I'm a little bit uncomfortable bringing somebody who is still not yet 18 to
Oh,
an
no.
Ashwood Abbey
It's-
orgy sex party, death party.
No, I'm not for her coming. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
If she's not coming,
Yeah,
I'd
no, somebody
rather-
definitely should,
yeah.
or wherever the recon place is, she could definitely be. I think that's probably fine.
This
If
is,
she's okay with it, as always.
this
I mean,
is the place you all did the you were telling me about, Nina. I'm assuming you told me a little
Yes,
bit.
yes.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
this is
Is
where we did all of the yes.
there a good spot? You've all been there before.
There's
I
a lot.
mean,
Of woods
Is there
nearby.
any sort of a maintenance shed on
There's a
site?
crypt.
I mean, it's literally, it is literally a golf course that is adjacent to a small, rich neighborhood because the neighborhood is built next to the golf course.
Is there a maintenance shed on site, William?
It's,
Should be.
I will say yes because I don't remember from my time looking at that Google map.
I will have our contractors that are going to go clean the place up, because basically what I ordered was, our vampire specimens will be put on a timer so that they thaw out at sundown. And the rest of the crew are going to clean up the place so that it looks like they're still active. While they're there, I'll have them set up a monitoring facility in the maintenance shed and do their best to armor it with it. They have less than a day, but and basically get security cameras fed out to that monitoring shed, have it be close enough that we could, get to the scene quickly, but far enough away that it's not going to be part of the festivities. And
All right.
All right. Well, if I am going to have even the slightest ghost of a chance at getting Astrid back into fighting fit remote approach of that, after Colleen's magnificent display, we're both going to need 8 hours, and then you're going to have to be on bed rest until the party starts, pretty much. Can you handle that?
Yes.
Okay.
Cool.
I'll oversee the construction of our recon point on site and have it prepared for our arrival.
Paul, you can probably during the party do your demon vision thing you were saying, right? In
Can
case he shows
certainly
up.
have it active. It's not vision so much, but yeah, locate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can. I will certainly have it working. We should be able to get notice, and just everybody on site, make sure that you've got your phones turned up, turned on.
Do all of you have Bluetooth earbuds?
No.
We should get that set up for everyone, so it'll be a little bit easier to communicate without you having to whip out your phone in the middle of a conflict.
Conflict, yeah.
I'll order a set of the really nice ones that actually have a little thing that hooks into your ear and work.
Yeah. So, with a plan in place, we will go ahead and take a quick break.
All right.
Yay.
We're back in just a few minutes. If you're watching on Twitch, please stay tuned for these commercial messages. And remember, when we take a break, you take a break. So get up, stretch your legs, get a drink, get some food, whatever you need to. And we'll be back in just a few minutes. We're back.
Welcome back. So, what preparations are you making over the course of the next day? Presumably, part of this includes a medical procedure.
Yep, that's the only thing that he's really going to have that much time for.
I need a big priest and a little priest.
Astrid will listen and stay on bed rest.
Sweet.
You can go ahead and make me a medical procedure check in that regard, Nico.
Okay. And he'll spend a willpower on this. Why not? 4 successes.
Yes.
I think that's enough to downgrade for a daily check. I think that's enough to downgrade one of your lethal, which is about as good as he could have managed in a day.
I'm going to check with everybody and see if anybody knows anything about or is specifically very good at exercising demons.
Nope.
Yeah, put him on a leash, take him out for a run.
Yeah, I was just gonna say more reps, less weight, but
And if that is the case, I'm going to see if I can find a ringer, because I don't know what to do when fighting a demon other than shoot it. I'm going to see.
Well, as I recall, Lawrence Croft is supposedly the one who is in the current possession of the Nail of Helena, correct?
Or at least knows where it is, because he's the one who holds it over other demons at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so we need. I'm looking for a demon expert in the city that we can get on board, because I've got no idea how to torture a demon or how to exercise one.
would it be a meta problem if we reached out to the Mulcahy brothers? All right.
I mean,
They're in the Vatican right now.
I was going to say, good luck finding those two.
you know, the
I
thing,
mean, we have I feel like Paul at least sends a message to Jack. What was your character's name?
Eamon.
Eamon. We'll at least send a message to Eamon, basically like checking in. He probably has sent several, which I assume just have not been responded.
Yeah, you won't get a response while they're in the Vatican.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a roll I need to make to see if I can find an expert.
Roll me intelligence or manipulation and streetwise.
Could I make an argument for a cult?
You would need to be finding a hunter, not a demon, so a cult would not apply.
Hoping a hunter knowledge of the occult. Cool. That's a -1 because I don't have any street.
Yeah, but you're not trying to find the occult. You're trying to find the hunter.
I don't have any dots in streetwise, which I rationalize as it's been a while since Zero has had to do street field work.
Yeah.
Could I do I get to add any of my conspiracy dots to that?
Half of them, just because your status will help you.
And half of them?
Yeah.
It's been a night, so do I get a willpower back?
Yes.
Okay, good, because I will spend that willpower. So
Everyone gets a willpower back for their night's rest, by the way.
Yay.
Yay.
So
I already spent mine.
when we spend half, is that
So I'm
right?
just leaving
do I
mine
round
at-
down or up, William?
Round down.
Okay, so 2 out of my 5. Plus 5 minus 1, so plus. Four successes.
It already had the -1 included, so you can roll that again with. I mean, it's roll an extra d10.
Oh yeah. Right. Nope.
Okay, didn't add anything.
So yeah, 4 successes to try to find an expert in the hunter community on demons.
At the moment, the foremost expert on demons and demonic actions in the city, largely because Drew has disappeared, would probably be an individual that you've met at least once before. I've completely forgotten what his name might have been because it's been a long time and it was the very beginning of the first season. But a blue-haired man, often spotted in the company of one of the higher-ups of the Ashwood Abbey, a member of the Faithful of Shulpei, is probably the foremost expert in demons in the city at the moment.
Do I have his number?
You can find a way to get into contact with him in one way or another.
Give him a call.
So you give him a quick phone call and
Hello.
You must be the up-and-coming member of Chiron's CEOs.
Director of Operations for the Atlanta Division.
How can I help you?
I would like to hire your services. We're currently in the midst of a hunt for a demon. Acquire an expert in the... This demon has information that we require. So, capture, subdual, interrogation, and then ultimately exorcism.
And what kind of demon do you have on your hands? What do you know?
All I know is that he is a high-ranking member of the Coca-Cola Corporation. Calls himself Mr. White.
I've heard tale. He won't be easy to procure, but...
We have a marginally potentially successful plan for luring him out. It's the actionability of actually acquiring him that we require assistance. Whatever tools you might require, I can provide. As well as your standing fee, of course.
There are a few morsels I might bring that could help in the loosening of lips.
This is by far the creepiest conversation ever.
Finally, I'm talking to a professional.
Professional creep.
Is there anything specific you'd require from me?
Just need a time and a date for interrogation.
We'll be attempting to capture tonight at a golf club I've recently acquired. Feel free to meet me there, and I'll give him a time during the day for the maintenance shed. We can go over any plans you might need to place.
I'll look forward to it.
As will I. I will pass along. What's this person's name? I assume I would have gotten it.
Yes, and unless anyone has that note they would like to dig up, I'm just going to give him a new one.
Do it.
Sure. God. Yeah, that'll work. Nicholas Lansing.
After hanging up the phone, I will text everyone else that I just had a delightful conversation with one Nicholas Lansing, who is offering to provide his services in the capture, retention, and interrogation of our demonic prey. I'll be meeting with him on site shortly.
Yeah. from a meta game sort of stand, can we basically give him the what's it called? The tactical advantage, sort of that'd be our tactical advantages. We have this person who's going to be able to pin down. Cool. Thomas is going to go to class and try and study and etc.
Oh look,
An
everyone got
answer
my
the door.
text.
Sorry.
Paul, I think, is just doing research on demons.
And I would like to share with you the most amazing book.
Yes. Thank you.
So
Um,
you're going to school. What? Any preparations that Nina's taking?
Nina is going to first send word throughout her organization to steer fucking clear of the golf course. Just don't go around. Just don't. And she is going to she will probably pick up a few, shall we say, demon home remedies. By which I mean stuff that might work, might not. Pretty sure she don't know.
By which you mean, I assume, a can of hairspray and a lighter.
No. Strong character. That one's dead.
A can of
You killed
holy
her.
water. And
I was
a
going to say,
lighter.
also,
Spoilers! My
didn't work
goodness.
again.
Spoilers for 3 months ago.
I know.
But
You were there, Mara.
but no, like she's going to stop by, find like the one not what the hunter group's name escapes me at the moment. Churchy associated, not them associated church that's probably good in the city, to pick up some holy water.
Oh, the one not Malleus Maleficarum church.
Malleus, yes. Pick up some holy water. She will get some purified salt, crap like that. And otherwise make sure that she is ready to go and get ready for a party.
All right.
Every intention on being inside the party.
I'll make sure that everyone gets their Bluetooths delivered well before sundown.
Oh, cool. Yeah, Thomas will get dressed for a party. It's very like he's gonna go err on the side of might also be like a server or something like that, so he can kind of blend if needed, but he's gonna dress up.
Astrid will take some time to put an effort into her appearance.
Nico will consult with Thomas to try and get the idea of what the general vibe at these parties is in terms of...
Oh, well, it's at a country club, so, like...
right, but how out do you
casual.
go in terms of wardrobe and stuff? Are we going...
Oh, it kind of depends.
Big and loud, or is it more, fun casual? What do we got?
That's the question for William, I guess.
I mean,
I'm assuming Thomas would know, but
You're the one throwing the
Not here.
bacchanal, so
Okay. That's fair. I think
every bacchanal is different depending on who's
Sure.
organizing it.
Sure. It's close to Halloween. Costumes are acceptable, but like people
Done.
arriving from all over. Thomas will keep it vague, annoyingly probably.
Oh no! As soon as you said costumes,
Okay,
Nico knows exactly what he's gonna do.
got it. I wouldn't go as Hitler. Don't do that.
That's generally always a terrible idea.
I've been to some parties.
Thomas is reading
Dumb.
from the student handbook.
I'm wearing my standard, impeccably tailored suit and tie, and leather gloves.
Okay, the leather gloves will do it.
So Nico comes out with brown boots that reach almost to the knee, very tight black pants, wide leather belt, slightly too large white button down that's
Oh, boy.
unbuttoned to roughly the sternum, and
Mm.
a magnificent red long coat with like the gold braiding and the epaulets on either side and stuff, and a tricorn hat.
Nice.
Very nice.
And a small purple stuffed dragon sticking out of one of the pockets.
Yep. Yes.
I feel like that's
I
code.
feel like
for
I should
something.
recognize this costume.
Yeah.
Go read Marauders, everybody.
Kate Pride.
Yep.
Okay.
The best
The
Pride.
best iteration of Kate
The
Pride
best
that has
iteration
ever
of
been.
Kate Pride, yeah, yes.
And that is
By
a high
far.
fucking bar.
Pirate
does he
Kitty
go-
Pride.
Oh
Does he
yeah.
go, I was vaguely paying attention. Does he go full on and do kill Shaw?
Yes, he
Awesome.
does have temporary tattoos on the knuckles. Yep. Yeah.
I'd also want to bring my toolbox and definitely my sword, gun, etc. Things. Cause I'm throwing this bash. I just want to have my stuff with.
I do ask Nicholas if there's any particular materials that are more effective than others that might be procured.
Sorry, what was the question again?
I said I do ask Nicholas if there's any materials that are more effective than others that might be procured.
If you've got access to holy water and lots of salt.
Nina's got that covered.
I can both. Well, I already gave everyone a vial of holy water as well, so we've got extra holy water.
Yep.
Oh,
I
that's
can
right.
get
I remember
salt.
this now.
Any particular kind of salt.
Purest of salt that you can find.
Untreated.
I'll get us a few bags of salt then.
It's best if you just take the salt and like make little bombs out of them, make little grenades out of them.
Whenever anyone if anyone other than me ends up at the recon shed, there will be bags of salt available.
I had mentioned this in passing previously, but Paul did get a water gun for the holy water.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Water gun filled with holy water.
Nina is going as I don't know how many people have necessarily seen this. So the frame of preference might not be great, but Alexis from We Summon the Darkness.
Yeah, you're right. Frame of reference not great.
It is a fucking hell of a movie. But
sure
so
it is.
she has color the normally green hair back to a natural color of brown. Very. I mean, it's really not that different from her normal look. Leather jacket. It is here. Hold on.
This is the villain.
It is a delightful movie that everybody should see, unless you're not a fan of. Well, it's more horror comedy than horror, but there is a lot of gore in it. There's not anything really super scary in it, but basically think like 80s rock girl. Like, yeah.
Dope.
Except for like given the Nina touches, so like something like, hold on, where was it? Damn it, I had my Pinterest open because I had planned for this.
I mean, I just put an image of the character in question
Yeah,
into the Roll20 for you.
like something like that for the shirt.
So,
Like Alexis, but sluttier
for those watching at home,
and more satanic.
it's a Satan pentagram with a goat head.
Yes, crop top.
Oh, yeah.
Paul is coming to the secondary location. He is wearing a neat but unremarkable off-the-rack suit in a sort of gray. It's probably about all that stands out, and a tie that, if you thought about it later, you wouldn't be able to remember what color it is.
High colored tie.
When you get there, Zero's coat is definitely like on a rack somewhere, and his sleeves are rolled up, and you can see there's a series of tattoos just peeking below the sleeve, coming down both arms.
Anything that I might recognize?
You that would probably be an intelligence and streetwise roll.
Anything I'd get a bonus on, William, for conspiracy? Or
No.
Probably not, no.
intelligence and occult? Or
Streetwise.
Yeah.
Any negative because I'm not from the States?
-1.
0.
Don't recognize him. But the other person that's in the room, that's in the room with Zero, is vaguely familiar to you. You've probably only seen them once. Is a tall, relatively thin, blue-haired individual in like a loose bowl cut, with this sort of faintly hungry, just kind of staring ahead eyes, currently dressed in a butcher's outfit, like that sort of rolled up plain faintly teal shirt with the tie and then the apron over top and the dark pants with the sleeves rolled up on the shirt. Very
the Wellington boots and shit too.
Yeah.
Last time I saw him, he was eating some very suspicious sausages, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
That's the one.
I will smile and nod and say, Mr. Lansing, good to see you again.
Good to see you as well, my friend.
How's the fall been treating you?
It's been lovely.
One could imagine.
So
still, I suppose there's a party to get started.
Well, there's still some hours left before it begins.
Indeed, he says as he pulls up what appears to be a long, like, Reuben sandwich and just starts to munch on it.
If you need it, Paul, there's some purified salt in those bags over there in the corner.
I assume that's for the hopeful guest of honor.
Indeed.
Anything else of note that we ought to know going in?
I'll let Nicholas that one.
Know that he likely, based on what I understand of the individual, won't directly appear within the confines of the party if he is drawn out. He may very well not be, but if he decides he's going to show, it will be on the periphery to observe and watch until the deed is done. Then he will arrive to temper.
Need to be on the lookout even earlier than anticipated.
What we got as far as eyes on then?
Security cameras rigged throughout the facility all feed back into this recon hub. Have some amount of clear view of the yard simply by standing outside the door. And the entire facility is bugged. Audio surveillance is complete, though video surveillance not as much.
Well, where can I be of most use?
Well, I imagine, what's the radius on your demon
I think we looked at it before, William, and it didn't have one.
Yeah, it just points in the direction of the nearest, which can be not helpful if it's not close.
Fucking bonkers. Well, I can simply be monitoring to see if we have any arrivals, anything getting closer.
Figure out where
At a certain point, it just spins if there's nothing if there's really nothing nearby and everything might as well be as close as everything else, it just spins.
Yeah, it seems just bonkers that it wouldn't have some sort of range. So I think that makes a ton of sense.
Oh, if you could have it prepped in here would suffice. The minute it decides to indicate that something has gotten closer than anything else, we'll know that our man or someone is nearby. And we can begin scouring the perimeter privately.
Well, I'll get the kettle on if you've got a place for it.
Over there.
Paul will make a cup of tea in his new Atlanta Zoo mug, and will settle himself down with the heart of the succubus.
I will open up comms just between myself and Paul at the moment because I don't know if anybody else is on site yet, and just sort of test the free speak communication on the Bluetooth just to make sure it's working.
I will respond and help make sure it is functional.
Yep. And then I'll text the rest of the group. Let me know when you're on site.
Just about there.
I have.
Was anybody who's not already there needing a ride down?
I'm assuming Nina's giving me one.
As long I assume Thomas is not uncomfortable with the idea of riding on his motorcycle.
No, he is nervous about it. He is nervous right now, but yeah, he's fine with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. A little nerves just
Uh-huh.
heightens. It just heightens the anticipation.
Yep, exactly.
Astrid's gonna need a ride because she isn't driving her motorcycle. Because
Okay. Yeah.
Thank
Nico
you.
offer Astrid a ride then, and
Also, can you hold these tennis ball grenades? Thanks.
wait, what?
Sure. What? Okay, sure.
Oh,
Really?
to
Are they really
Thomas.
Are
Yes.
they really grenades?
They're very, very so fun story.
Uh-huh.
If you take a tennis ball and you cut a hole in it,
Uh-huh.
then you fill it with match heads.
Yup.
Okay.
And then I'm not going to say the rest of it because I don't want to be giving out too many details on how you make weapons on this video.
Please don't.
But yeah, that creates very small, like minor amounts of explosives grenade. And she has made 2 of those that she has filled with purified salt and amongst the match heads.
Thomas will very carefully hold those slightly away from himself because that's concerning.
Well, that's the fun
Okay.
part is you're holding on to me on the motorcycle, so
I
you
know.
can't really
he's
hold them
getting-
away from you.
Well,
Yeah.
you can hold them so like hold them in your hands so that while you're holding on to Nina, they're pressed against Nina's stomach. So if they go off, they'll go through Nina first.
I
mean,
don't
that
want to
is
do
fair.
that.
That's fair. No, you can like put them in you can put them in like your pocket or something. They're not going to explode.
I would
Like
Yeah.
that.
I would assume Nina's.
You actually there is an igniter.
I would
Mhm.
assume Nina's bike would have saddlebags.
You know, that's fair. Yeah, they're probably in that. Actually, no, at that point, he's probably like, oh, yeah, no, just put them in there. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Cool. We'll do so. Anyway.
So,
As people get on site, I will have them turn their Bluetooths on, make sure everybody's connected, test it, make sure our communication network is working,
Uh-huh.
so that we're all able to be in sync during the operation.
Like, totally.
the party's already getting prepared by the time Thomas arrives.
Okay.
There is a significant portion of Ashwood Abbey and other hunters that are already on site.
He'll hop off and start circulating.
Yep.
Making small talk. Seeing that people are enjoying themselves, etc., etc., etc. He's doing the host thing.
Yep. Make me a presence and socialize.
Okay.
Are you the kind of college student that has 5 dots in both of those, or no dots in one of those?
I've got some dots. Presence and socialize. Can I spend willpower on this?
Sure.
I want to make an impression. Three successes.
You get some good conversation going, and you realize that the probably highest ranking member of the Ashwood Abbey in the city is here.
Oh gosh. Okay.
As I have completely forgotten her name as well, in the same breath as I've forgotten who is now Nicholas's name. But
Can it be Dean Vorner? Just so we can really get the Animal House going.
no, she went by a sobriquet or a nickname as well. So we're going to call her Madame Thorne. But yes, Madame Thorne is present.
Ow. Okay.
Who was the one enjoying the wine, sitting alongside Nicholas.
Cool. Cool. Probably won't approach her directly because that's not his style, but just seeing how things are going. It's good. It's good.
But
When Nico and Astrid get there, Nico's gonna find a place for Astrid to at least sit and rest for a minute before, basically being like, wander and socialize and enjoy yourself. Just try to take it easy.
All right.
And if you need anything, you know where to find me. I'm gonna make the rounds.
as everything is beginning to go, Nicholas looks over to Zero. Things would technically be remiss and out of the ordinary if I did not join Madame Thorne inside, at least for a time. I will return here when the time is right.
Very well. Enjoy yourself. I made sure to leave some presents for you all.
So I've noticed. I can smell them already.
Have we got a method of contact for you, Mr. Lansing?
You'll hear me when you need to, he says as he takes another bite of a different sandwich. You notice he's got a lunchbox full of different types of food. All of it is meat.
Enjoy your feast.
I think I will. And he makes his way out and into the party.
Once he's out and the door is closed behind him, Zero just turns to Paul. That man is extremely creepy.
There is just a measured look, and Paul says, "You know, I think he kind of grows on you after a while."
Like a fungus.
Only if you don't. Only
so
if
if-
you make sure. Don't make sure, or only if you neglect to not take showers regularly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But those of you who are in the party notice immediately he's hard to miss as the literal fucking butcher with blue hair walks inside.
Well, that man looks like he knows what he's about.
Yep. You have to admire somebody who knows exactly what his thing is and just goes for it.
Someone walks up and asks him what his costume is, and he's, oh no, this is my work clothing.
Excellent.
It's like the Funhouse mirror version of Zero.
That scene was amazing. I got 3 successes on activating the heart of the second. By the way,
It starts to spin.
Okay, so nothing yet. So I will keep an eye on it. Do you just let me know when you need me to make another roll?
Yep.
Well then, over the Bluetooth, seems the festivities are about to begin.
No, spinning means nobody's nearby.
No, I know that. I'm talking
Okay.
about the actual festivities.
Oh, okay. Is it time? It's time now? Okay.
the
Nina's already is already looking. She's already inside on
the
the.
presents would have unthawed hours ago. Check the basement. We're looking for a quick one.
No, I'm looking for a very different. I'm on a very different kind of hunt. Thank you very much. That you want to check with Astrid about that.
I've got eyes on everyone.
I think.
I mean,
Thomas-
if you want to watch, that's fine. I got no concerns with it.
And where's Colleen?
In the surveillance shack, as far as I recall.
In the shack? Okay. All right.
Mhm.
In the shack.
Thomas is going to go over to Madame Thorne, I think, at that point, and just sort of casually, because I assume the party is raging on all around by this point.
And no matter where you find her, she definitely has a clawed chalice of wine in her hand. And is just kind of slowly sipping. Ah, Thomas, good to see you.
Just wanted to let you know that things are starting to fall out now. If you wanted a first crack at anything, I'll give like a little bow and step away.
Ooh,
If she-
I'm excited, she says as she steps up. And would you like to make the announcement, or should I?
Go for it.
All right, everyone, she says as her voice raises and becomes audible to the entire crowd. It's about time for the fun to begin. I hear our appetizers are waking up soon.
I look over at Paul. I did say they were already awake and had been for hours, didn't I?
You did. This is not what was communicated.
And that's when the doors burst open and about 6 vampires break into the room, having just clawed their way out from the basement.
Yep.
I sit back and watch.
the immediate response from everyone is, rather than terror, like you would expect from a common civilian crowd, is the band just showed up. There's almost a cheer as a half dozen guns, a few extra handfuls of knives, several shotguns, several longer blades, a spear. Numerous weapons are produced from various locations.
I feel like those vampires are very confused. They were expecting a Chiron kill team.
Somewhere off in the corner, you just hear, "I'm sorry, did I say you could get up?"
Yes.
Nico just takes a seat next to wherever Astrid is, hands her a glass of whiskey. This should be interesting.
She will down the whiskey.
As one of the vampires sort of looks around confused at the profusion of guns and blades pointed at them, there's just this, it's a whisper, but it's heard basically throughout the room despite the cacophony of it, as one person behind this vampire just goes, "Who is Kane?" and just cracks him over the back of the head with a spiked baseball bat. And the frenzy is underway.
The other vampires run.
Yes, they try. As it turns out, an entire party full of Ashwood Abbey and Canites is not going to be a place they can get away from.
Who is Kane?
So Thomas is kind of actually staying on the edge of things, which might be surprising to other people. He's staying kind of around the periphery, letting other people like have their fun, and watching for any sign of our beloved guest of honor.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that he can pick up.
And it might be difficult to make things out in the scene of violence, but everyone can go ahead and make me wits and composure rolls as the members of the Ashwood Abbey and the Canites that are present in the crowd go to town as what was a fairly lively party becomes a mosh pit of violence and almost lusty cries for more brutality and bloodshed as the individuals present take knives, guns, bats, spears, whatever weapons they have on hand to these 6 vampires that try to fight back, but are fairly consistently and brutally, they're almost being herded like one would sort of like herd a wild animal that's loose in a house to try and get it into whatever position they want it to be, as they get prodded with bullets and blades across the room for the entertainment of the crowd.
I am giving myself a -3 for being distracted by someone.
Sure.
Can I also suggest this would be a really fun one-shot to have us play as this group of vampires? Just
6 vampires trying to survive a bacchanal.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be fantastic.
That would be
Nico coming in with 5 successes. Thank you, Ivra.
Do those of us outside need to make this or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Because you're still looking.
Any benefits for having our security cameras footage set up?
No.
Okay.
Paul is not. Paul is maybe glancing every once in a while, but he is still focused on that heart of the second.
Yeah. So, Nico, as you're watching this, I mean, there's not really any other way to describe it but an orgy of violence taking place. You sort of look to the side and you catch out of one of the windows, your Eye of Ra picks up an aura. As Paul, your Eye of the Succubus, stops spinning and locks in one direction.
Oh, we go
as Nico, you spot out of the window an elderly man dressed in a white suit with a cane on the edge of the tree line, just near some of the houses of the small, like, small like upper class neighborhood that exists next to this golf course. Just standing and watching.
How much does this guy's initial exterior appearance scream antebellum plantation owner?
I mean, it's a little more modern than that.
Okay, all right.
He's got like it's all white, but
Right.
it is like the business suit, like
Right,
with
right.
the
Okay,
buttons
okay.
and like the very classy like black shoes and the long. The cane is very old fashioned. It's very much that dark brown wooded cane with the crook at the top.
Yep. Okay.
And he is definitely old and wrinkled, with the sort of receding hairline of a geriatric old man.
Once Paul confirms that the demon is on the presence, over the Bluetooth, our primary target has arrived to watch the show. If you see him,
confirm.
If you see him, don't engage. We're laying a trap. Our expert will be entrapping him after the festivities end.
Currently near the tree line.
What side?
I'm holding.
What side? I'll get eyes on him.
And Nico will indicate which window he can see him out of.
I'll see if any of our external security cameras can get a glimpse of him.
No, cameras can't see him at all.
Avoiding
You
cameras.
just get noted. Tap through with Morse code.
It was very busy.
But as you notice this, and as the bloodbath continues, that is where we will go ahead and end for the week.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.